guys, welcome back. So today we're out at the range with a can cannon, which shoots a can of soda and a human head. We're going to find out how much damage a can cannon can do to the human head. But before we do that, we have a couple of goofy shotgun shells we're going to try out, which we don't anticipate doing much damage to the human head at all. One of them launches what appears to be a kid's toy, one of those little plastic rubbery things you get out of the little coin booth where it has a little claw that grabs a toy and drops it in the bucket for your child. You throw it and it sticks to the wall and slowly rolls down the wall. Well, that's what this thing looks like. And then we have some S&B less than lethal shotgun shells out here, and these have two white rubber balls in them that are very low mass. They weigh virtually nothing. They're very, very lightweight. So we're going to shoot these at the face first, and then after we're done with that, we will can cannon this thing right square in the face. But before we get started, guys, if you enjoy the content that we produce here at the Military Arms channel, please take a moment to become part of our Patreon family. There's a link in the video description below. If you become part of the family, you'll get early access to videos like this one. You'll have direct access to me. I answer all private communications and some other perks as well. So please follow the link in the video description below. With that said, let's get started with today's video. Over the years, you guys have seen me use a lot of primary arms optics, everything from red dot sights to magnified optics. And why do I do that? Well, over the years, they've offered very good products for a very fair price. They have fast shipping, outstanding customer support, and that's why you've seen me using those products for so many years. If you guys would like to pick up a magnified optic like you see on this Daniel Defense Mark 12, you can pick up an optic like this one. Just put it in your cart over at pa.com or primaryarms.com, and if you use the code MAC at checkout, MAC at checkout, you'll get a free scope mount with your optic, and that goes for any Primary Arms branded optic. If you pick up an optic that has an integrated mount, use that code MAC at checkout, and you'll get a free Kill Flash ARD for that optic. So please swing by and check out primaryarms.com. Here goes the 12 gauge shotgun shell that's basically loaded with what looks like a child's toy. And we're going to hit the dummy face right square in the face if we possibly can. I don't know where it hit him. Looks like it went off his left cheek. So keep in mind, this is a less than lethal projectile, and we shot this ballistic dummy head from a distance of 5 paces. And it hit, you can't control the flight of these. I was aiming directly at his nose. The elevation wound up being pretty good, but the round came in and hit him just below what would be to me his left eye, ripped the tissue and went off, and we didn't find the original ball. But over here you can see that it actually broke part of the cheekbone, the orbital socket bone right here, cracked it. Because on the other side of the head, you can see that it's still intact. So this is the bone that the ball broke. So now we're going to hit this thing in the face, and you can see some of that filling stuck to his face. It's pretty funny. Now we're going to hit him with 2 of these little pellets that are from the S&B ammunition. I expect these probably to do a little bit more damage, but we won't be able to tell until after I actually shoot it from the same distance. If you wonder what this blood is down here, our ballistics dummy head developed a brain hemorrhage, I think, in shipping. So the blood that's kept up here where the brain tissue is kind of leaked down and into his spine, so he was dead before we brought him out here this afternoon. All right, guys, so now we have the S&B less than lethal round here, the 2 hard rubber projectiles. We're 5 paces away from our dummy, and now we're going to let him have it in the face. That looked and sounded like a literal pop gun. It just barely moved his face. So our plastic balls, one of them hit him right here on the side of the face. Again, this is 5 paces. Seems to have ripped the tissue away, so it may have ripped the outer part of his cheek open, exposing his teeth. We think that the wad may have hit him up here on the arch of the nose. There's no tissue there, or it could just be the shrinkage of the tissue. But yeah, that would hurt. Definitely would make me not want to take another one of these things to the face. Got your whole face ripped open. Ouch. Well, guys, it seems like the kids' toy-ish projectile did a little bit more damage than the hard rubber balls. And so we're going to take another shot a couple steps closer to the target to see if we can get a square shot on it. It would seem that these little fingers aren't allowing the ball to fly in a straight path. It seems like they're veering off course, even though we're a fairly short distance away from the target. So now we're going to get a little bit closer and see if we can't hit him square in the face with this thing and see how much damage we're going to cause. Here we go. Ouch! Oh, oh. So we just finished shooting the ballistic dummy head with another one of the orange ball thingies, and it seems as though that when I fire these, they have more recoil than when I fire these little rubber balls. Now, keep in mind, both of these projectiles are lightweight. They're very, very lightweight. When these went off, they felt more like a pop gun, like you're just firing a primer with no gunpowder. When this went off, you could tell you fired something. Not a lot of recoil, it's not pushing a lot of mass, but it definitely seems like it's got a little bit more oomph to it. You take a look at the damage, this thing, first shot hit him on the left side, second shot hit him on the right side, ripped the skin away, and completely fractured that orbital bone right there. That's nasty. So at close range, this is going to leave a nasty mark on the face, probably leave a bruise on the stomach area or the chest. And these, I would imagine, would be quite painful as well if they were hit. You know, you were to hit with these. But it's amazing how this goofy little kid's toy looking thing can actually, at any distance, do that much damage. But yeah, that's kind of cool. All right, guys, here we go. This is the grand finale. The ballistics dummy head is going to take 12-ounce soda to the face. Go ahead and load her up. Charge the rifle. Wish me luck, guys, for a square in the face hit. Here we go. Well, so we fired our first can at the head, and it looks like the can came out of the gun sideways and hit at the jaw and in the table line and broke the can open, but did almost no damage to the dummy head whatsoever. So we're going to take another shot, aim just a little bit higher, and see if we can get a straight-on punch to the face with a 12-ounce soda can. All right. This is some really good stuff we're shooting too. This Summit Cola. It's Aldi brand. That's my wife buying. I get regular Coke. All right, here we go. See if we can do this right the second time. I don't know what just happened. All right, guys, third time's a charm, right? Let's hope this can holds together and makes full contact with our dummy. Here we go. Oh, oh, yes. So on this last hit, the can came in sideways and hit right square in the face. And that's how it landed. Our first shot hit kind of in the jaw and the table area and kind of blew out. The second one hit over here and broke the eye socket We believe that's part of the second one and not the third one. And then this one hit him just like this. And so you can see the breakage around his nose. Like there's fractures around his nose line. But his cranium survived it. So basically, if you got hit at point blank range with one of these cannons, it'd probably bust your nose, perhaps bust an eye socket, but it's not going to like blow your head apart or anything like that. So it wasn't that graphic. I was surprised we didn't see more cracks or something up here, but it is an egg shape, which is a very tough shape to break. But yeah, he did surprisingly well against a cannon at like 4 paces. All right, guys, we were hoping we wouldn't have to resort to this, but in my hand I have a Spartan double-aught buck load. There's 9 pellets of lead instead of plastic, and this should give us that result we're looking for. All right, here we go. Bye-bye, Mr. Dummy Face. Ooh, oh, I heard that. So at 5 paces, I shot the buckshot, hit him right here, pretty much more of his jaw, this area of his face. And it just completely, just like his jaw's in pieces. You can see the jaw, how the mandible's like in 2 pieces. And you see the crack going all the way up through to the skull in the brain bucket. This bone material, guys, is super dense. I mean, just like bone. On the back side, you can see probably some of those pellets made it in there. It cracked the skull and just completely demolished this back area. Something exited through the spine back here. That definitely made a mess of the head. But he can still laugh. You can't kill me. We got some more buckshot, buddy. All right, guys, we're gonna take one more buckshot load. Let's see if we aim it a little bit higher at his brain bucket and see if we can't say hello to the brain that's inside there somewhere. Oh, wow. That did it. There we go. So we finally got to the brain bucket and we'd made an awesome discovery. Now, if you have children watching, you might want to ask them not to watch for the next couple of seconds. Their choice of items to make blood pouches from, well, let's just say that they were very creative in what they chose to use. Now you'll notice that there's some of the blood is still, some of it's liquid and some of it's still a little bit frozen. That's because these were shipped to us in the dead of winter. It was below 0 when the box sat outside all day. We didn't know it. And then they've just been in the garage for a few days where I guess the brain bucket never had a chance to completely thaw out. But if we get rid of the devices, shall we say, that's the inside of the cranium. It completely blew it apart. This is just some of the silicone ballistics gel around it. It's pretty interesting how realistic this bone material is. Probably gonna get cut doing this, but you can see how realistic that is. His jaw is completely destroyed. And from the double-aught buck, all this stuff out here, all this stuff is bone material. Out here is a big chunk of skull, little piece there, piece there, piece there, piece here, piece here. And we're a good 12, 13 yards from where it was shot. That's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting to say the least. It threw bone everywhere. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to support us here at the Military Arms Channel, a great way to do that is to become part of our Patreon family. There's a link in the video description below. Also, right here on YouTube, you got that little join button underneath the video player you're watching right now. Mash that join button and support us here on YouTube in the age of demonetization. And last but not least, guys, please swing by and check out coppercustom.com. Thank you for 14 years of support, and we'll talk to you guys soon.